Not sure if you were happier to see me or the dog. Before I get into the content of my speech, I have 2 items of important business to get out of the way. First, I heard a rumor that there was a bet going on about how many blind jokes I'd make here tonight. I guess my reputation precedes me. Anyway, I'd like to see who wins this bet because I want to know how high the numbers on the table are. I hope I don't let you down, but be sure to watch out and listen carefully because from here on out, they're going to be really subtle. Second, I apparently have a tendency to be a little cringy. The null hypothesis has not been rejected, but no one has said they failed to reject it either. So whatever the result may be, just know that cringe is always a possibility. Yes, Kozak, that includes some cliches. In the words of a young explorer, who we have all heard of and either love nostalgically or hate passionately, we did it! We did it! We did it! Yay! Seriously though, guys, we did it! We are sitting here tonight, anxiously waiting to move that tassel and call ourselves graduated. For some of us, tonight is a thrilling moment. For others, it's totally terrifying. I think the reason we have such mixed feelings about tonight is because tonight is both a beginning and an end, and both seem really perilous. The beginning, because it's a leap into the great unknown. The end, because the world we have come to be comfortable with is being taken away with one tassel swipe. From my study of literature this year, I have learned that the literary works we call icons are rarely plot-driven. Everything is about symbolism. Life, though, is the exact opposite. I think, and I'm sure anyone else who took lit can agree, that life would be boring if it was anything like Frankenstein or Wuthering Heights, and really freaky if it was anything like Beloved. Life is very plot-driven, and we are all the authors here. Interestingly, or maybe not interestingly, depending on how philosophical you get, our lives also have common threads with some of our favorite Disney tales. The exposition. These past 4 years have been like the semi-boring beginning part where the action just starts to get established. Over the past years, we have found new interests, new friends, and yes, sometimes enemies, and pushed ourselves beyond what we thought was possible in a lot of ways. The past 4 years, we have, figuratively speaking, received our first bow and arrow and started to realize their potential, both for sport and usefulness. The beginning is also where we are faced with a series of grappling questions. Some of these might be, where am I going? Who do I want to be? How am I going to get there? These questions have no easy answers and may be uncomfortable. Over the past 4 years, we've asked ourselves these questions and searched tirelessly for the answers. Some of us have found them, others have not. Don't worry though, you will find your answers. For Mulan, the answer to her question was found by taking the path that was both risky and forbidden. For Tiana, the question of how the heck can I become human again was answered by learning to love, which eventually led to her kissing the frog. See, there are no conventional questions, no traditional answers, and no limit of time or means available for finding those answers. Remember, this is just the beginning. It's not time to get anxious because of what you don't have figured out yet. Next, we have what I call the leap, the part where we step out of the world we've known for the past 4 years and into the land that waits on the other side, the part where the real fun begins. This is happening tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Some of us have always known where we're heading and have even plotted every detail of our future lives down to what we'll wear on our first day of our dream job. Others, like me, have thought we had it figured out and then realized we had no clue. Regardless of how you feel about your future, things after we take the leap often get confusing and don't go according to plan. Tonight we are finally venturing outside of the tower for the first time, and the only thing we know is that we want to see the lanterns. Falling for a thief and realizing our place in the kingdom was never on the plan, but when you take those first baby steps outside, you have a clean slate and infinite possibilities. There's one other classic Disney element that I feel like I should talk about right now, and it's, wait for it, the Mongols. Just kidding, we're not in world history anymore, Toto. Disney's theme is love. It appears in many forms, romantic, like Beauty and the Beast, familial, like Elsa and Anna, and cultural, like Moana with her wayfinding heritage. I hope each of us experiences all of these at some point, but more importantly, I hope we learn to love and accept ourselves for who we are. No, I am not referencing Justin Bieber here. I don't hate him nearly as much as Mr. Strass does. Mr. Strass condemns him to a Target box on every single quiz. But I'm not a Bieber fan by any stretch. I mean that we need to show ourselves a little less disrespect, quit beating ourselves up so hard. Too often we play our own villain, and although growing and learning from our mistakes is important, it's equally important to treat ourselves the way we treat others. Over the past 4 years, you've all made a difference in the community, touched lives, and excelled in a variety of areas. What's not to love about that? Love your story too. It might be really messy or seem insignificant, but it's yours, and your story is always worth telling. Your authenticity and originality always worth respecting. Some of you may be concerned by the thought that you didn't change any lives or do anything noteworthy. It's not true though. You've all changed my life. Whether or not we got to know each other well, whether or not your greatness was heralded publicly, I am proud to be graduating with you tonight. This class of 2019 is the most compassionate, most outstanding class that Campo has ever seen. Alumni, please don't stalk me so you can start sending me hate mail and egging my house. It'd be easy because I'd never see it coming, but still, I'd appreciate not having to change all my contact info because I told the truth. Anyway, this class, no matter where we go, is going to leave the world better than we found it. That's just what we do. We will share our talents in amazing ways as yet unheard of. Among us tonight are great engineers, revolutionary doctors, brave servicemen and women, stunning musicians, athletes, and dancers, outstanding teachers. Need I go on? We've been taught by amazing people, and we know how to put good lessons to use. To end tonight, I would like to quote one of my favorite Broadway musicals, which is not Disney, but which I think Disney might scramble for the rights to if it was ever made a film. I have modified the lyrics slightly for the occasion, so I hope if you're a fan of this musical too, you'll forgive me. I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn. And we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. These past 4 years have really proved that's true. I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime, so let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I've learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Class of 2019, it's been a pleasure. You rock. Go out there and don't forget to be awesome. I hope I see every one of you again someday. Thank you.